Well, I got COVID. Didn't expect this, but who expects the COVID? It does make a bit of sense now. To kept up to speed, so I'd done my 2 little days gallivanting around Liverpool, and then just felt like some muscle pain. It didn't feel like anything related to from what I've seen online. I've even been joking like, oh, any new continuous cough? I've not had much of a cough at all, even through this. Today is my like day 4 of dealing with this. So in terms of like day 1, I guess you could say, where I didn't really know I had it, was pretty asymptomatic. My only symptom that I've seen online was the muscle pain. My left foot started cramping really bad, which was weird. My legs were just really exhausted, and I felt a bit more fatigued than usual. But I thought that's because I've been walking around a lot. I've been getting lots of shots around Liverpool. Luckily, thank God, I've been wearing a mask a lot of places. So, like, that's good. It's really frustrating because from my perspective, I'd been really safe. Like, I actually went to the cinema to watch Free Guy the other day for the second time, and I actually wore a mask the whole time. Did I have? Absolutely not. I didn't have to do that. It was just that, there was people like somewhat close, and I went, I'd best be on the safe side. Hey, I was trying to protect myself in this regard. Maybe I was asymptomatic at that point, so I was helping prevent. I don't think I was at that point, though. I don't know, I don't know how this stuff works with the old COVID. But yeah, I just had muscle pain. And then for the most part, it was just fever. That's when I was like, okay, I should probably take one of those tests. Actually, let me show you the test. Well, now that I said it, I actually don't know where I put my original test. I had seen an incredibly faint line. It was one of those things I'd heard about where I was like, oh, that's something. And then the next day, I actually got this one, which is like, as you can see, that's not faint. I've actually never seen one posted online that thick. The T is thicker than the C. I'm pregnant, honey, with a disease, with a virus. Now, luckily, I've had a very mild case of it. I have had one vaccine, so it didn't like wreak havoc in me. It was just very frustrating and confusing because it's not what I've seen online. I did get the fever. What came with that was every night just weird fever dreams, like going all over the place. I have to fight the bed, waking up covered in sweat, like disgusting pool. I hate it so much. So like that's been what I've had. I have no cough. I can still smell. That's good. I can still taste. So I haven't lost any of that yet. It's just a fever and a huge amount of fatigue. So you know that feeling where you just can't get out of bed when you first wake up? It's like that throughout the day, but yet not. I feel like I've had worse flus. So I'm very thankful that this has been mild. It's been very frustrating, but luckily, thank God, it's been a bit mild for me. I already feel like at this point, day 4, I'm mostly out of it. Yesterday morning, I thought I was out of it, and then I started getting really congested, having massive headaches and sinus. I forgot to mention, that's the worst part. I feel like I can handle most illnesses as long as they don't attack the headache. I grew up with migraines, so it's like, I don't want to go back. No, thank you. I've luckily been migraine-free in terms of like consecutively for a while now. Since I was a kid, I haven't had them. So having really bad like headaches, I haven't had migraines yet for this COVID thing, but having bad headaches, I was like, please no. But it seems like everything is mostly okay now. Huzzah. It's a bit of a shame because we've only been in Liverpool we were in for 2.5, 3 days before realizing, well, it's time to lock down and isolate for safety. And I'm thankful that we did that. I just got my PCR test back today from the NHS, and it was like, yeah, boy, we're positive that you're positive. So, at least I know now that this line thing isn't making it up. Not that I ever thought it was. But hey, I'm just focusing on my health. It's frustrating. I'm in a very, very tiny Airbnb. There's not much I can do here. Luckily, we had groceries before, and I know a friend in Liverpool that offered to deliver stuff to us. So that's very nice. This place doesn't have a buzzer, though, so it's very frustrating. I have to like get to stuff at the door and just wear my mask and like pray that no one comes out. And I'm like, do not talk to me. Trying to be safe. But anyway, that is basically this day in my life. Let's see how I am in a couple days. And honestly, I'm just thankful I can smell. That was my one thing I've been fearing of the last, honestly, the entire COVID experience. I've been like, please, I love my smell. It's one of my favorite scents. I can smell better than everybody else I know. I can smell things. I got a good nose. If I lose my scent, I'll cry. So I'm very thankful I still have that for now. knocking on the wood. But yeah, let's see what it's like, I guess, in a couple days. So it's now been a full week since that mid-COVID update. Essentially, I did lose my sense of smell about 2 days after that, where I was like, I hope I don't lose that. And I was pretty devastated. It was very bizarre. I'd be breathing in through my nose and just shoving it into coffee and trying to smell it. And it was just such a foreign experience that I've never experienced, because I do really appreciate my sense of smell, and I appreciate it so much. And so to have it completely gone was just a weird feeling, and I was obviously very sad about this. But every single day, multiple times a day, I would actually grab a bag of green tea and shove it in my nose, and I'd open the coffee and try and smell it. And then by the second day, I started to feel the right type of tingle. And there it was. I could smell coffee, I could smell green tea. I started to get my smell back. And then by day 4 or 5, everything was completely back. At least from my experience, I can still smell basically everything. I walked into a Lush after my isolation period had ended, and I wanted to leave. COVID cured, you know? But it has been a really weird experience. I didn't enjoy it, but I'm very glad that I experienced it when I did, because now it's over in a way. I feel fine. It was a very mild case for me, and the fevers, the sweating, and everything is gone, you know? Luckily, never had really cough issues, didn't have any lung issues. I did feel about maybe day 12 of from the first symptoms, I did feel like I still had a bit too much exhaustion. On the day after I was allowed to leave my isolation, I was very far out at that point. After I came back from a good 2-hour walk, I felt spent. It was oh, is this what life is like? And then the same happened the next day. But I just keep going. And the next day I went out for 5-6 hours, did a lot of errands. I had to do stuff for mortgage stuff, and everything was fine. I have my energy back, everything's fine. So this is just a little personal video about how my COVID experience was in Liverpool. I sadly didn't get to go out and enjoy Liverpool as much as I expected, but I'm very thankful that I had it pretty all right. So thank you for watching. I'm going to a wedding later this evening, so if you want, I'll have another video hopefully on this channel very soon with Edinburgh, Scotland vlog. I'll see you then. You can check out another one if you want. Other than that, thanks for catching up with me. Bye. Hope you don't catch COVID.